you smoke? Yeah, it's like, fuck. It's too strong.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
The famous
Hajimemashite. Chris
Giovanni clap. That's the clap.
私は
This is the clap I'm famous for.
学生です。私も私
こんにちは。
私は
こんにちは、鳥。
私
鳥こりしろ。As you can tell, we're learning Japanese because we're elitists and we want to be better than everyone.
Well, me, I was Japanese my last lifetime. That's why I want to learn it.
Oh, I want to learn it because I don't think I was Japanese my last lifetime. I think I was just a Jap. Like, I think I lived in Japan my last lifetime. But like, I wasn't born there. I just lived there. Like, I think in my last lifetime I was still black.
But you don't remember, you don't have memories from it, right? You just have like this underlying feeling inside your balls that's
yeah,
like
cause
telling you that.
Because when I see the place, I feel such a pull. Yeah, I just feel such a pull. Like, just watching videos of it, I feel such a pull.
A lot of people do as well. Like,
nigga, why do you always leave the mic so far away from your mouth? Speak.
Sorry.
Oh, wow. Now you sound...
Sorry. What am I supposed to say?
Soft-spoken.
Sorry.
Soft-spoken ass niggas.
Whatever. Whatever, man.
But yeah, I just feel such a pull towards the place, bro. Like, in every way. Like, fashion. Anime, architecture.
The language is fucking fast. Music.
The language.
Oh, the art too. Architecture.
Oh my god. The first reference link at the description will be this Japanese punk album that I found the other day. If you guys are into like anime opening music, which is usually most of the time.
That does not sound like anime opening music. Anime opening music is like more cheery.
No, it depends on the anime.
Okay, that's true.
First of all, there's no one set anime opening style, but like some of the hardcore like Naruto openings that I can remember, they have a lot of. I can remember one from Soul Eater, the closing of one of the Soul Eater seasons. It was like this weird song. It was like I wanna be, and then just doof doof doof. But yeah,
Did you watch Hellsing? Have you watched it?
What?
Have you watched Hellsing?
No.
The anime?
What's that?
It's pretty good. It's about
it sounds
vampires and this like he's like that like what do they call him? Dracula. But he's also just like he's kind of good.
Oh, so he's not.
He fights like the evil.
He's not
people.
like the stereotypical vampire where he's just like I just want to kill people.
No, yeah.
All the time.
Like he's lived long enough that he's like, nah, this is wrong.
I just want to kill people all the time.
And he's like also a dog, transforms into a dog, which is just like
why not a bat?
Black energy. Because I think there's a link between like dogs and vampires. I don't know. In the anime there is.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to keep track.
Oh no, that three-headed dog.
Because this doesn't do a noise when it goes out, so we're gonna have to keep track. Look at the GoPro. Look at the GoPro. Every 10 minutes ish, we're gonna go. It's at 4 now.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Every 10 minutes we'll just go.
Oh, we just set an alarm. Fuck, we've already been talking nonsense for 4 minutes.
Today's Canada Day.
As you can see.
I should have thought about it. I should have thought about it last week before we recorded, so we could have done like Happy Canada Day thing last week. But I totally forgot the episode of today that's going up today was on Canada Day because I don't care about Canada Day.
People even watch us on Canada Day. Like they're probably gonna be too busy chasing a state change,
getting drunk. Niggas find every reason to just so drown like their problems.
People aspire, not aspire, but they take pride in like, yeah, just taking the drinks.
Yeah, they show off the bottles.
Fucking Snapchat stories where they do that thing where they drink from the bottom of the can. It's like wow.
Or when they do the cool shots
Marvelous.
where they like suck up a lemon, up some salt or sugar or whatever, and they drink, and then that's supposed to be impressive somehow. Like, fuck my liver, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Wave.
Badly.
Dude, they're gonna look
so terribly.
I don't know if it's always been drugs have always been a teenager thing.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, are we worse than the generation before us was in terms of like drugs and alcohol? But I think heroin was like pretty popular in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
So we're not doing heroin at least, but livers are gonna get fucked up. Like 30-year-old livers are gonna get, bro. Niggas are 19 to like 20
and
now.
how's that so like normal in society? Like my parents drink and they don't even like that's normal to them. They're like, oh yeah, you want some drinks? But then if I bring up like, hey, you want to smoke this joint? They'd be like,
bro,
go back to your country.
It's just like everything.
I'll send you back.
It's just like everything. It's just it was there before. Alcohol was there first.
It was legal at first.
Well, it was normal.
Prohibited.
It was just normalized first, and then weed became this thing.
Right, it was the first thing. Yeah.
It became this thing where niggas was scared of it, so they made it illegal, and now it's becoming normal again. It'll be normal in like a few years.
And now psychedelics are coming back into mainstream society.
Yeah, U.S. is
and
like
it's being actually like people are doing studies on it, and like it's legit.
The U.S. is like what 11 states into.
11?
Yeah, 11 states have legalized marijuana now.
Oh, marijuana.
Yeah, and then now they're doing research into shrooms.
Yeah, I think 2 states have decriminalized mushrooms.
Oh, bro.
Colorado's one of them. I don't know the other one.
I wish I could grab my camera. Sorry. Mushrooms is the one that's kind of on the rise right now.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot of research on that. They're finding
MDMA
a lot of
as well.
Oh yeah, but that's like.
That's
I feel like MDMA.
Like PTSD stuff.
I feel like
right?
MDMA is like its own like underground subgenre. It's just like party.
It is, but it's also.
But it has probably
like borderline psychedelic because
it has
if you use
benefits,
it,
right?
yeah, in like certain dosage, it's good for like just like bettering relationships and shit.
Yeah.
Because people say like you're more
in
touch. Yeah.
Touch is crazy on it.
Sensation.
Yeah. Anything.
And you're like super positive,
just
right?
feeling on someone, just hugging someone feels crazy.
And, like,
that's why a lot of niggas have sex on it. They say it's like having sex with God.
Haram.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy for real. Okay. Shit, nigga, we're like 7 minutes into it. Yeah. We haven't even touched anything that we wanted to talk about.
Well, what did we want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about Etika, which is funny and perfect because you don't know what that is. Who that
YouTuber?
is?
No, I don't.
Etika was a streamer / YouTuber. He died, I think, June 25th or June 26th. He jumped off a damn bridge. The reason why I wanted to bring it up is because it kind of ties into what we were talking about. Because before he died, he schedule uploaded a YouTube video, which was basically a suicide note / letter. I'll link it in the description. YouTube took down the video, which is very stupid. Why would you take down someone's final words?
Yeah.
He didn't show himself killing himself. He just kind of just shared, which is a very positive message he was sharing, just under a layer of negativity, which is suicide, which is a negative topic. I guess people see it as that, and niggas don't want to touch that topic at all. But in the video, he seemed so at peace with it, and he was speaking in past tense. Like if he knew like by the time the video's up, like he's dead, which is exactly what it was, the situation. And he was like, I let it, oh man, I hope this doesn't fall from that wind.
It won't. It's a tripod. 3 legs, brother.
Tripod strength. Shout out the breeze. Anyways, he left in the thing, he was like, I'm sorry. I betrayed y'all trust. Basically, he suffered from bipolar disorder, and there was this moment where he would have the manic episodes, which is something of like bipolar niggas usually have. It's just this stupid high when you just feel like you're God and everything is crazy, and you could just say and do whatever. I think on a manic episode, he uploaded porn on his main YouTube channel, 800,000+ subscribers, and got it taken down on purpose by uploading porn on it. And it was just like this past year, he's just been going downhill and been showing signs of like suicidal like thoughts. But his fan base was so trash. It's just a bunch of little kids, right? Anyone niggas under 20 who don't really understand the concept of mental like health yet. They don't take everything to them is a joke.
Right.
And he's a very like comedic YouTuber too, so it's like he wouldn't really show like his persona was to not show it. Like one of his famous sayings is like no bitch niggas, no snitch niggas. So it's like to him to see him being vulnerable was not a normal thing for them, so they wouldn't take him seriously. They would make fun of him. When he went through that whole episode, dude, there was an IG live of people who called. They called just to like security cops, hospitals, so they could get him hospitalized, and they brought like a whole SWAT team because they have to. If they think you're a threat, you're not in your right mind. You don't know what you could do, right? So they have to bring good equipment and shit. And he streamed it live on Instagram of like the niggas trying to get in his house, eventually drilling a hole in his door.
It was his fans that called them.
I think it was loved ones who were like, he had blocked everyone. That's the one thing with depression and bipolar, right? It's really up to you. All people can do is tell you to get help, but until you say, that's how mental wards work too. They only get you there while you're on the low to get you out of the low. Once you're out of it, they just get rid of you, and they don't keep you in there until you say you want to be kept in there. So if you're in that state of you're in denial, you're not gonna get the help, because the help is something you have to ask for, because they can't keep you under your consent. So he got out, and then his fans started calling him a clown. So on the stream when he came back, I watched that stream. It was 20 minutes. He just feels so off. If you see his videos before and the video after that breakdown, he just seems so off. And I think he was trying to act normal, but he kind of knew something was off, and he was just in denial. You just see the denial in his face, like the forced of like, let me just pretend nothing happened. And then all you see in his chat section is just clown emojis. And then you're just seeing clown memes. And then he's pretending to go with it, but at that point he's just so lost in that seeking approval of like not wanting to feel alone, not wanting your fans' approval, because you depend on their donations to make a living at that point. And at that point too, he wasn't making money because they stopped donating. He couldn't buy money. He couldn't buy anything, and his fans stopped donating to him because they thought he was trolling. They thought his mental health thing was just trolls. And then they just kept not taking him seriously, thinking he was doing publicity stunts, until the nigga just fucking ended his life. And then in the video, he's like, I let the social media shit like get to me. I let this social media shit take over. Take this as a lesson. Everyone's gonna forget me. Everyone's gonna blah blah blah. But what want
is that,
you to
though?
know,
Like he has that retrospective. Like he had that retrospection. It's like, whoa, this is.
I think the thing
objectivity
is,
of okay, this is not permanent. This is gonna pass, and he knows like what caused it, but he still did it.
I think the thing is, I think he felt like it was too late, and he was like, the only way is just, suicide is never the way out, but to the person doing it, it is. Like there's no other way. There's no other reason to do it unless you just. I mean, there's demented people who just kind of want to do it. Like some people probably see it as like a part of like an art thing. Some niggas will probably take art that far. They'll be like, the part of the performance is for me to kill myself. That's probably happened already. The 7 billion niggas, we've been alive for like years. Someone has already suicided for the sake of art. But for someone that's coming from a mentally ill place, I think from their perspective, there is no way out. And that is the only way out. On the looking out, being out looking in, there is definitely a way out. It's just you're just at rock bottom. That's all it is. You're just at rock bottom. It'll get better. It just doesn't seem like it. You've done a lot of actions that have brought you to this place, but like just get that help. There's niggas who study this shit and know how to get you out of this place, right? But to you, it doesn't seem this way. You're already mentally ill. You have this disorder you're fighting, or this mental state of mind that you're in. It's like being in the traffic.
And there's no real infrastructure to pull you out.
Exactly.
Either.
And it's up to you to admit to yourself. But I think by the time he realized what was going on, he just felt like that was his only way out. His only way out was to do it. And he's like smiling, bro. He's like. He's calling other YouTubers out. He's like, I wish you the best. No, this other YouTuber, I'm sorry if I scared you, blah, 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 blah. And he's just smiling as he's saying that. And he's just like, just take this as a lesson. Like that social media shit got to me. So I think he just got overconsumed by the same thing that we've been fucking talking about this entire time. It's just you build yourself, you get famous off of a persona that isn't you. Even though he was being himself, of course, but there's there's a certain vibe you have to bring to a stream.
He has a certain identity, and he has to keep it up.
There's a certain thing. Like, Etika is not his name. Etika is just the YouTuber.
Right.
And he's supposed to play Etika. And I think just playing that character over and over again got into his head. And when he needed help, the Etika character would still had to stay alive.
Right.
So he had to always...
it was almost had more value than his real self.
Yeah, he just started to value it more than Desmond. Desmond is his real name. I think he just pushed Desmond out, but Desmond was the real person.
Mm-hmm.
Etika was a figment of his and his fans' imagination, but Desmond was the real thing. And I think he just stopped paying attention to Desmond, and all of his fans did not help either.
Mm-hmm.
All of his fans enabled it. And all like some other YouTubers enabled it. They just called it publicity stunts, and I think that's the big ethical conversation, right? It's like the thing with famous people is how, especially with just mental stuff, like with mental health, is like how do you can it's so
how do you draw the line between crying, like what's that thing?
It's just hard.
Crying wolf.
Cause telling someone that they're doing shit for attention, if they're not doing it for attention, is very, very bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if they're seeking help and you're telling them they're doing it for attention, they're going to believe you. Because they're in a state of being so suggestible, one, and two, they're so vulnerable, right? When if they're opening up to you, they're being super vulnerable. And they're obviously opening up to you about something so private because they want to hear your opinion about it, so they value it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell them you're just being extra, you're not being serious, you're just doing this for attention, the chances of them believing you and then suppressing that even more are so high. And the thing is, the more you suppress it, the worse it is. So he just kept locking himself away and then blocking people. Like, his ex was trying to be in contact with him to get help. He would block her. He would block his friends, to the point where it was just him and and those fucked up thoughts, and no one to pull him out of it. And his fans were putting clown memes on his Twitter. So every time you'd log into social media, all you're seeing is representations of yourself as a clown. And he tried to play with that, go with it. Like, he would retweet some of those memes, but that's just him trying to act like he's not fazed by it, right? But you see how that just ties in with what we've been talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
it's a closed loop of just feedback, and it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. And it's like, yeah, it's like you can't get out of it, really, because like that's how he made his living too, right?
Yeah. That's how he made a living. He was a streamer. That was his job. He was a YouTuber / streamer. So his money is made off donations. I watch streams of him getting like 3,500 in one donation in one stream. So it's like an up and down thing. It's a are your fans vibing with you or not? So it's a constant chase of their.
You have to make that boundary for yourself too. Like, you can't rely on social media for all that. Like, Magnus.
Magnus Ronan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he posted on it's either Instagram or I heard it on YouTube. He was saying like he was addicted to like the likes and like just posting content. But it got to a point where like he was like, I don't know if he was depressed, but he let it get to him, like all the comments and shit, and he was checking his Instagram every single day. But then it got to a point where he was like, fuck, like this is too much. Now he doesn't even check it, he said.
Yeah, now he's probably just chilling, doing whatever. But that's the thing, when you do it for a living, especially when you make a living off donations, you have to make sure those people want to donate to you all the time. So you're constantly trying to please them so that they give you money, so that you can afford your next meal. So imagine bro.
Authentic then.
I was watching a video. Well, it depends, because if you're being yourself day one, he was himself. It's just he was the high part of himself, right? He was the positive part of himself, that like he's himself, but he's still playing a character. He's still streaming. He can't be boring. He can't be boring on stream. You have to constantly be saying something. It's like a podcast. You can't just sit down and have a moment of 5 minutes of silence. Even if you'd like it, you're supposed to entertain. You're there on camera, not to sit down and do nothing. And I was watching a YouTube video, and fuck, what was I saying? What was the video saying? Fuck.
Which one? Which YouTube?
No, it was a video about, it was one of the people, well, it was one of his fans, but one of his fans that he was tight with, kind of thing. Like, you know, streamers will have this one person who always comes on the stream.
Yeah.
And to the point where that person kind of makes their own fan base off of just being known from being a common viewer of the stream. And he made a video just like in his memory. Fuck, what was I saying? He was talking about fuck. But either way, when it comes back to me, I'll say it. But it's funny because I see people who I've had someone say that to me. I don't know if they were saying it just, and that's the funny thing. I don't know if they were saying it for attention or they were literally like saying about their angst about it. But they were talking about how they always have to keep posting even if they're not in the mood to post because they need commissions. They need the money to keep making money, and they need to please the followers. They need to keep posting. They need to keep posting. They need to post on their stories. They need to post an Instagram post. They need to make something and show it, because if they don't, if they lose that consistency, the fans are gonna stop pouring in. They're gonna stop gaining followers. They're gonna stop gaining virtual currency, and they're gonna stop in turn gaining the real currency that is still not real and imaginary, but like money. They're gonna stop making money if they stop getting followers, and it's like, nigga, like that shit doesn't matter. It matters if yeah, you're making money off of it, but
I mean, there's other routes. Like, it's not absolutely necessary for you to have to make money through that route. There's other ways.
It's not even, there's also a balance though, you know? It's like, yes, it is your way of making, it is your mainstream of income right now, and I think that's why niggas make sense in saying that you should be able to make money while you sleep, because then you're not lost in it, right? It's a machine working out even if you're not here,
right?
Like,
it's like automated.
We can think of anyone here actually, like Elon, Steve, like I'm thinking of the bigger ones, but even like a small business, you know, it's good when you can be walking down the street knowing that it's functioning.
Right.
You could go on a walk. Income. You could go on a walk. You could decide to go on I don't know, a dopamine fast day where you just stay away from
everything's just running in the background.
Yeah, it's just there. You don't need to be there for it to still be running, for it to be working. It's automated. And I think that's just the hard thing to be as a streamer. You can't automate that because they need you to be there to stream and talk all the time. But it's just about being smart enough to make new streams of income from that main thing.
Yeah.
Make merch, make a Patreon, make like something that is automatic, so that if you need to take a break, you can take a break. Because that's the thing, like they get so lost in it that they can't even get out, and then it just becomes this loop to the point where it's too late, and their mental is just completely destroyed. And it's so subtle how it happens too. It's just like the same thing happened. You know FusiTube? Yeah. The same thing happened last year. Last year, this nigga has bipolar disorder. He was on meds for the longest time, and then at a certain point, he decided to get off his meds and then replaced his meds with Adderall. And then he said the first time he took Adderall, he felt invincible. He felt like he didn't need his meds anymore. And he was on his tour in Australia, and he's like, and then this crazy idea fell upon him. Probably just a manic episode starting. And then he's like, I want to do an event and organize it in 5 days. Type of event that takes like a year to organize. I'm going to organize it in 5 days. I'm going to have a bunch of artists play. I'm going to have a bunch of people, and it's going to be like the king is back, because he was falling out of relevancy. And I guess that was hurting his ego a bit. And he was like, I need to prove to myself that I'm the shit. And then all of the summer of last year was one big manic episode. one public manic episode that he was going through, and we were all just laughing at him. Like, I found it funny until he explained it, until I watched a video of him explaining it after, and until the Etika thing happened and I actually saw what was going on. He was just lost in that sauce. It's just the ego sauce. It's just the rubbing your ego. That you get lost in that game of just like, I need to feel good about myself. My numbers. Right. Like, he had bought his parents a home at that point, had a bunch of cars, Ferraris, had driven everything. So if that seems to be falling off a bit, your ego's like, fuck. And then you're also bipolar. You just got off your meds. You're on Adderall. Adderall makes you feel like everything is just, you just feel like a crack. Adderall is basically amphetamine, isn't it?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure Adderall is just legal meth. It's just sugar-coated meth.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I've heard it. I don't know for sure. If I find the ingredient somewhere online, I'll link it in the description. But I'm pretty sure one of the ingredients in there is either amphetamine or methamphetamine. I think it's an amphetamine. So you're on that. You're basically off meth, and you're like, let me create this event. Let me make myself. Let me god up myself. Let me tell everyone, oh yeah, I'm on a positive energy wave. Like the event was called Hate Dies, Love Arrives. July 15th of last year. He was like, Drake's gonna be there. I spoke to Drake. Drake never spoke to him. They asked Drake, never spoke to him. I spoke to Drake. I spoke to J. Cole. J. Cole is gonna be there. Snoop Dogg is gonna be there. That's the way he did it to market it, he was like, he listed those names, and he's like, but it's no official. Whoever shows up, shows up. But off those lists of people, any of them could show up. And it's like, there was a bomb threat for the event, mid-event, and then he just went to the back of a car, on the top of his Uber driver's car, and ranted for like 30 minutes about how he's God. One thing I'm finding very common about those guys is that they always have this God complex thing show up. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just bipolar, right? The high, when you just feel like you're unstoppable, and you just start talking about how you're the God who's going to come to save everyone, how you're the one who's going to make a difference, how, like, the message as they're saying it makes sense. I was
listening to a podcast, and it was Ram Dass. I don't know if you guys know Ram Dass, but
I know Ram Dass.
Spiritual teacher, whatever, Richard Alpert, blah, blah, blah. And his brother was he was in a mental hospital, right? And he's like, I'm God. Like, he said the same thing, like, I'm God, I'm Jesus, I have all the power in the world, blah, blah, blah. And he said the difference between, like, that, like, the difference between being crazy and just like a normal person, or someone that's enlightened, is that, one, the crazy person thinks he's God. The enlightened person knows everyone is God.
Yeah, we're all God. We're all in the same little dot. We're all in that same dot.
It's a lot of pressure, man, to proclaim yourself as the only God.
Yeah. Right? Like, you are, but you're not, you know? Like, you are, but you're not, because everyone is. And to feel like you're so special, it's actually asking for, and it's funny because the biggest step in those things, actually, you know what's funny? It's funny how most of those niggas, when they're going crazy, always bring up some kind of spiritual, new agey shit though.
It's like an out for them. It's like, oh no, listen to me, this is spiritual shit here, sort of thing. Or I mean, know. It's not. It doesn't even have to be. Maybe they're just going through something that's massively spiritual for them. Because, like, at that point, he's under so much stress. It's like, he's organizing that show, blah, blah, blah. It's like, can you do it? Yes or no? And that's, like, the breaking point of growth, basically.
Because the way a lot of them...
it is spiritual.
The way a lot of them describe being manic is feeling connected to everything. So, I feel like it's just a state of you're so connected to it, you don't know what to do. It's just getting overwhelmed by how
all the factors,
how much closer. It's like, you know how it's an omnipresent thing. Right. Whatever this higher state is, it's an omnipresent. It's always there. It's just you accessing it through however tools you choose to access it? What if they just access it in their own way, but they just don't know how to deal with it? Because one, it's probably very overwhelming. We've had trips. We've had trips. It's very overwhelming once it hits, and if you're not ready for it, you could get lost. Because I mean, what is
possibly never come back?
What is it when you're peaking? It's like, oh my God, like you feel fearless. If that's the trip you're having, you feel fearless. You're like, dude, me at my peak, I crossed the street like while cars were going by. I was like, I don't give a they're gonna stop, and they stopped. But there could be that one crazy nigga who's just like, fuck this kid, you know. So it's like, I feel like it's almost I don't know, because I don't have that shit, and I don't want to like make up symptoms or make shit seems or romanticize it, but they always describe it in a way that it just feels like they're in a higher state, and their actions just don't know, action wise they just don't know what to do with it, and they don't think. I feel like they just don't think about it, or at least they don't have the ability to think about it, which is where it becomes a disorder, is because they're in that state, but actions wise they can't control anything. They just get put in the driver's seat, but it's a Ferrari.
Right.
And they just watch someone.
It's like knowing everything in the world, but you're just a brain. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't tell people. You can't teach people. You can't act on it.
I feel like
which sucks.
Yeah, because they like. I've seen Fousey's interviews. I mean, his actions were fully opposite of what he was saying. Like, he was talking about positivity, blah blah blah. But as soon as someone challenged him, he would get aggressive. He would call him a bitch, and it's like contradicting himself like on the spot. But the words, the ideas that were coming out of him made a lot of sense. It's just the execution of those ideas was completely off. So I feel like in terms of mental, like not necessarily mental, just ideas and whatever they're communicating, it's not actually negative. It's just their actions from that just seems like is where the problem is.
Right, which devalues their message.
Yeah, it's just the actions themselves seems like you're actually in the passenger seat watching some nigga just drive a Ferrari completely recklessly, like crash it, when you could be in the driver's seat. I think that's the disorder part of it, where you're just, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I haven't done research on many things. I just feel like you get put in the driver's seat of a very, very luxurious car and watch someone crash it down, which is you, but it's not you. And your only way of not having that happen is by getting rid of the car and getting in a Honda. And that's the only way you can drive, which is what the meds do. The meds numb you, but it's the only time you're not doing stupid things.
Right. And at that point, you can only drive that Civic. You can't even get out of the car. You're reliant on those drugs to the point, like, you'll go crazy if you don't have it.
And I'm sure there is alternatives.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
I'm sure there's alternatives.
100%.
Like, there's probably, I mean, it depends on the person, too. Some people, it just doesn't resonate with them. But, I don't know, therapy.
Meditation,
psychedelics. DMT could probably fix you to some extent.
In the controlled environment.
Yeah, DMT destroys you, so just to rebuild you back up. So I feel like that would probably help. I think there's a lot of research about DMT being good for treatment of, like, well, it's mainly depression that niggas are treating. Niggas don't really care about anything else right now, it seems, because everyone's depressed. And and niggas don't have ADD anymore. Niggas have smartphones.
What do you mean?
It's not like
attention deficit.
It's not.
Oh, okay, everybody has
ADHD is its own thing, because hyperactivity part is like its own thing. But I've seen someone with ADHD, like, it's pretty, like, they can't sit still. ADD though, it's just becoming blurred.
Right. You can't focus for too long.
It's becoming a blurred thing because we're giving ourselves that. Like, we're developing it within us through our actions, because we technically all have ADD. Right. We have zero ability to be bored anymore. Like, we run away from that. Well, we have to be getting some sort of stimulation at all times.
And on the other side of that, it's like yesterday I was reading a book, right? And I could feel like mosquito bites. Like it's a mosquito bite that like some mosquito bit me, and now I need to itch it. But I was just watching it, like just watching it. Don't touch it.
When you get an itch, you just watch it.
Just watch it and see how long it takes.
It goes away.
It goes away, man.
It goes away.
Next page is gone.
It's funny because itching it is bad for it, right?
I bet.
Scratching it is bad for it. I'm pretty sure.
Like, it's your
body
satisfying
takes care of it.
The reaction. It's like
it feels good.
The reaction, yeah.
Yeah, it feels good once you scratch it. So
you're kind of acknowledging that there is a problem. So next thing you know, there's a bump.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we're giving ourselves ADD.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know. I didn't know if I was gonna talk about this for too long. I guess we'll leave the fashion thing for
30 minutes in. Yeah.
We'll leave the fashion thing for another episode because the mood of this episode is fully just like, just don't kill yourself, please.
Yeah. Because like suicide doesn't happen to you. Like, it happens to the people around you.
Yeah.
Like once you're gone, you're gone.
Like you're.
I mean,
gone.
you might come back next lifetime, but you don't even remember who you were. But
it's just I know it's the thing is it's just once you're it's just the thing. I don't know who said it. I think it was Sadhguru actually who described meditation that way. He's like, it's just being in traffic. You're in traffic. It's going slow. You've been there 2 hours. You're like, fuck, I want to kill everyone around me and just move forward. I want to explode every single car. But if you're in that blimp, you can see that there's an accident there. Someone is severely hurt.
Right.
And they need the medical attention, and they need to slow down the traffic so they could take care of the situation.
There's a reason for
you
this.
See the reason for it. You see the possible detours you could take to go faster, and you just see the beauty of that dance that is just like society and the world is moving.
And it's like,
but once you're in it, it's so hard, and that's the thing. When you're in rock bottom and everything is so
worse.
rough,
it's like when I was in the meditation trip. Like when I wanted it to be done,
is when it went slower, right? Yeah. That's when it went slower. It's just,
and it's like it's the opposite. Like if you're just relaxed, like Duncan Trussell was saying this. Like every decision you make, you're choosing which direction to go in the multiverse, right? So let's say you're going to Starbucks, but you're agitated. You're just like, fuck, I'm not trying to wait in line. I'm in a rush, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to wait in line. There's going to be a huge lineup. You're going to have to wait in that line.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yeah. But if you're just going there relaxed, like you have no stress, there might not even be a line. And then next thing you know, you look behind you, there's like 15 people behind you that have to wait behind you.
You manifested that fucking line, worrying about it. Yeah, dude, it's
that's real in every sense.
I think it's human nature in a way to just not really fully be able to grasp things as you're in it. That's why we're so bad with the present. That's why we
totally
suck.
Fine, man. It's like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like you don't.
Everything is happening all at once. The trick is to like just slow down, and what can you do from where you're sitting?
It's just
realistically, all you can really do is feel your senses, right?
Nigga forgot about the mic.
Oh yeah, fuck. Right? It's like, well, what can you do sitting right here to change
everything?
Everything. You can't do anything. Like
all you can do is just take a small step. You can
keep breathing.
Stop looking. It's all paradoxes, but like look at the big picture, but don't dwell on the bigger picture.
Right.
Acknowledge the bigger picture, but break it down to its small pieces.
It's like slow down to speed up, right?
Like
how many times have you ever like been cooking something and you're like on your phone because you want to maybe look for a podcast? Next thing you know, your eggs are burnt.
Yeah, because you were trying to find the best thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to find a distraction, but it's like cleaning. I don't know, cleaning your room. I use that. Actually, one of the biggest things I learned from actually working at H&M is the looking at the bigger picture, but knowing that you have to take it piece by piece. When I'm cleaning my department, if let's say I don't know on a busy day, and no one's been there for an hour, so it's like it's fully shit. Like the tables are trashed, the racks are fully like messy. It's a mess.
It's a messy.
It's a messy. So someone did a big messy. Oh, why is there so many bikes? Is there one more? Oh, I would have one more. Anyways, I see that. It's so easy to see that and just go, oh fuck, like how the fuck am I gonna do all of this? Because the way the brain, I feel like, interprets these things, it's that it feels like it has to fix it all in one go. It has to be solved right now. You know how it looked like. Yeah, you know how it looked like when it was clean, and your idea of seeing it dirty is how are you gonna bring it back to clean right now? That's how the brain sees it. But what you're supposed to do is just go, fuck, like, okay, it's shit. It's fully shit. I'm acknowledging this whole mess. Okay, let me give myself 2 hours. Let me start with one shop. Let me start with one table.
Right, one piece of cloth at a time.
Let me start with one garment. Let me fold this one garment first. That's my first step. It's the same thing with just life, anything else in life. It's like if things are shit, like that's not something that's happening to you.
Did you know that we can make like manure out of our own shit?
What's manure again?
It's soil.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And in The Martian,
of course.
In The Martian, he makes the first garden plantation thing. He grows first potatoes growing in Mars using his shit. I think there's real science involved. He just used this shit and mixed it with
the yoga thing like 2 weeks ago. There's this book called Humanure.
Humanure.
It's interesting. The word they used was refuse. So it's not waste. It's refuse. It's something that we don't find value for it anymore. So we throw it out.
Yeah, we just flush it down.
Yeah. And we do that so much. We do that so much nowadays, man. Like how much times do you buy shit and you'll only use it once and you just throw it out?
Yeah. People brag about that.
Really?
Well, I mean, rappers do, but that's the art. But you see people in halls. They're like, "Yeah, I'm buying this." I've seen people come to the store at H&M, buy something, and they're like, "Yeah, but like, by the time I come back, like from the vacation, I won't need this anymore. I'm gonna throw it out."
That's so fucked. Like you think that's not doing anything at all, but everybody's doing it. One time, like that. One times how many people? Fucking billions.
Fucking shit up.
This is a kind of good this is kind of a good segue to the fashion thing.
I want to give it its own episode, man.
I'll just give you a stat. So, fashion is actually the second most polluting industry worldwide, second only to oil. And that's because, well, it's like, think of the process it has to go through to make one shirt.
I want to go to like a manufacturing place and see how it actually happens.
So grimy.
We should like go there and like record it.
First of all, you need the textile. To make the textile, you need, I think it's like 27.
Oh shit! It's a spider.
2,700 liters of water for one shirt. That's fucked. 2,700 liters of water for one shirt.
How many bottles would you say that is? Oh, nigga, that's a lot of bottles.
That's a lot of bottles. This is 500.
That's around 50. Yeah. It's around 5. This is 500 milliliters. A little more than 50. 500 milliliters, roughly. So.
Oh shit! That's.
Yeah, that's
like way more, bro.
This 500 milliliters.
2,700 liters.
2,700. Oh shit! Shit, nigga, that's like 5,000 bottles plus. It's probably 6,000 to 7,000 bottles of water.
And like now
to make one shirt.
Yeah, and which the shirt doesn't even last you long. Like you're shopping at H&M, you're shopping at fucking wherever for Forever 21. Shirts are not made to last. They're made to just
fast fashion,
right? And how long do those clothes last you? They'll maybe like few wears, 3 months if you wear it every single day.
It's the only time the present is bad.
What do you mean?
Because they're trying to be trendy. They're trying to follow what's good right now.
Yeah.
And not really regard what's going, like, well, how that could affect how things will be.
That's not even the present. That's your mind being gravitated to something from the past that you've seen that's glorified, right? So it's like, oh, A$AP Rocky wore this.
Yeah.
Let's market it. Blah blah blah. I saw that commercial. I need it too.
Let's have him on the face of our ad. And then people who look up to him and know that he's a sex icon,
it's funny, like,
are gonna think that they can be sex icons by wearing that same thing, when it's not really that the clothes he wears makes him a sex icon. It's just his attitude. Right. It's something he developed within himself. He developed it within himself. It's called confidence. The reason why Rocky is so attractive is because he knows he's attractive. A dangerous person is not a pretty person. A dangerous person is a pretty person who knows they're pretty. Like, duh. It's an attitude. That's what makes him so attractive. It's not you. I mean,
right.
yeah, he looks good.
It's not the material aspect of it.
Yeah, he looks good.
It's something you can't grab. Can you grab that? Can you grab his attitude? No, you can't.
No, you can't grab his attitude. You can't grab his confidence. You can. What you can do is emulate it and develop it within yourself, and stop trying to buy clothes that he wears, expecting it to make you to feel good. That's why you're broke. That's why you're spending so much money, because he's gonna keep evolving his style, because to him it's something he loves and he enjoys. So he's gonna keep figuring out new things, and no matter what he wears, the fact that he's so confident, he's gonna feel good in it. Right. And he's gonna look good in it and in turn. And you're gonna be there, stupid ass nigga. You're gonna see him looking good as shit, wearing cool shit. You're gonna think, oh, let me wear this too. Maybe that will make me cool. No, you make yourself cool, dumbass nigga.
Gotta buy this Adidas tracksuit to flex. Wears it every single day until it's fucking greasy.
Until whoever he's taking it from starts wearing the Puma tracksuit, and then now he's wearing Puma tracksuit and Adidas is lame. It's like, shut the fuck up, nigga. It's all within you. It's all the answer is never outside of yourself. The first step that you can take is within yourself, my guy. What difference will you make?
Hippie. What
difference will you make? A massive difference. Rocky made a difference. Rocky by himself made a difference. Steve by himself made a difference. I mean, his ideas.
That's over time too. But even
over his entire life.
What people want to say is
called patience.
Is instant. So they want to see it instantly.
It's called delayed gratification, the best gratification that exists, because it lasts beyond your lifetime. That gratification lasts beyond. Steve is fucking dead, my nigga. I'm recording this on a MacBook Pro in 2019. Steve died in what, 2012?
Fuck. I don't even know.
Apple is still live and direct, like many stores, making money. First $1 trillion company. It became a $1 trillion company after Steve died. And it's Steve's company. Delayed gratification.
I love Steve, bro.
I love Steve. Steve was a flawed human being, but he never pretended that he wasn't. Oh, man. Silence.
What do you want to talk about now? How much time are we?
We can wrap it up. It's 46 minutes.
46. Yeah, yo.
All right. To wrap this up, don't look for the answers outside of yourself, but do seek help if you think you need it. Only you know what you actually need. Which is funny because it won't feel this way in the moment, but if you actually do take the moment to step back and actually stay away from external stimulation, stay within yourself, you'll find the answer.
We have the capability to use all the tools in this world, but people don't know which tools are best for them, or that they even exist.
People don't know.
Go learn.
People have all the tools. They keep making new tools, but they're not really figuring out how to use them. They're making new tools, but they're not figuring out
new
how
tools
to use the tools they already have.
I mean, they work, but it's just a long-winded way of fucking back to the ancient tools that we've already had, that have already been established. They're established for a reason. They still exist for a reason, because they work.
Take a moment, step back, and get on the blimp so you can see what's causing the traffic. If there is a route you could take to get out, or if you just have to wait it out. If you have to wait it out, just wait it out.
Close your eyes.
You don't.
I do that way more now. Just whenever I'm waiting for shit, I just meditate.
Just close. You don't even need to close your eyes. Just watch. Pay attention to this particular smell. Watch a particular object, an animal, a bird, an ant, a person. Watch them be. See
if you're waiting for the bus and you're bored, stand on one leg even.
Yeah.
See how long you can hold that. Bro, people can't even do that, huh?
What? Stand on one leg?
Yeah, for too long.
Yeah, because we just don't do it.
You know what else is crazy?
What's the point, quote unquote?
You know what else is crazy?
Balance.
We sit on chairs that support our back, so now we can't even support our own. Bro, my posture's so fucked.
You heard that in a podcast.
No, I said it using my voice box. Well,
that's true though.
I got it from my own head.
That's true though. We're relying too much on shit that is outside of ourselves to the point where we can't support our own selves. We're like relying so much on shit outside of ourselves to support us that we can't support our own selves, which is something that we're intrinsically capable of doing, but it takes time and effort to become good at it. So we don't bother. I started
sitting on the ground way more. Like, well, not way more. I do. Like when I'm at home and I'm just on my desk, table, whatever, I'm only sitting on the ground now. Which is, like, I can feel my hips opening up more.
Do you work on the floor?
Yeah, if you can.
But, I mean, yeah, you don't want to ruin your posture either. Like, you can still ruin your posture by not sitting on the ground, just thinking you're doing something good. But yeah, just if you need to stay in traffic and wait for the problem in front of you to be fixed, it'll be fixed. If it's outside of your control, if the problem is outside of your control, just wait for it to be fixed.
And even
life is balanced.
The saying of like enjoy the process, like you really can enjoy.
Yeah, stop being obsessed.
Single thing. Like
stop being obsessed with results.
Enjoy the agony of the fucking mosquito bite.
Enjoy sadness, enjoy pain, and enjoy the suffering exists once you resist it. Suffering only exists.
Right. The problem only exists.
Pain and suffering are two different things.
Once you think it's a problem. If it's like, if you don't even...
It's all in your fucking mind, bro. It's all in your mind. The world you're seeing, you're processing it through your fucking mind.
I was thinking, like, bro, like, how come corpses don't need to itch their mosquito bites? There's no brain in there, right?
Because
there's no mind in there, but...
They don't worry about that. That
they
shit
don't
don't exist anymore. They're dead.
And we still have the power to do that ourselves.
They're fucking dead. What time? Oh, shit, it's 4. Okay. We're gonna
wrap up.
We're gonna do some street photography, but
taking unconsented photos of strangers.
Hell yeah! But listen,
props.
But listen, it's all in your head. Before you take drugs, before you take pharmaceutical drugs, before you do anything, before you do
anything, close your eyes and ask yourself.
Indeed.
Does it exist? Turn around. It's on the back of the shirt.
Oh yeah, it's in it. Does it? Yeah, close your eyes. Does it still exist? But fucking before you do anything, before you go out and conclude that you need to numb yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, so you don't feel the problem, figure out if the solution is something that is external. Because a lot of the times, the solution is inside of you.
I mean, it never is outside of you. Because, like, I'm realizing, like...
Yeah, because if you need help...
I'm trying to live in a more sustainable manner.
You still need to go yourself to tell yourself that you need help. It's still something you have to figure out by yourself.
To be really successful, or not success... I don't know what the right word is, but I'm just trying to live in a way that's sustainable. So, like, in a way that doesn't burden other people or myself. Like, if I need to sit and I need a chair, that's fucked. If I haven't eaten for a day, but I'm starving, and I'm like itching for food, that's and it's like, and it's an extreme. Like, that's a problem. You're a burden to other people because you can't sustain yourself. So just try to make things harder. Not harder, but yes, harder too. Right? So you can sustain yourself.
Growth lies on the other side of discomfort and fear. So if it scares you and makes you uncomfortable,
comfort kills, so kill comfort.
It is, yes. It is. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, it is probably worthwhile. Take cold showers, meditate in the actual meditation posture because it'll hurt. Try not to move. Observe the pain. Get yourself in pain, not pain where your life could be in danger, but pain where it's like you
hormesis, right?
It becomes a mind game. It's like working out. Get yourself in pain to the point where it becomes a game of pain and suffering. Where we're just like tickling our egos right now because we've been trying to wrap up, but we're just trying to like give them. Yeah, I'm just trying to give a final little message because the whole way we started this was about this whole mental stuff. It's like. And it's a game you build. It's a thing you build slowly. Stress is your friend, right? 'Cause like the concept of hormesis, which is, think of a parabola, and on the very top of that parabola is optimal dose. So hormesis is a minimal dose that's super optimal or super conducive
to growth. So that's how vaccines work. They inject you with the actual disease, the minimum amount, so that your body can fight it off and you become stronger. So the top of the parabola is the optimal hermetic dose.
Destroy.
Any more than that, you start declining. It starts becoming diminishing returns. So just trying to play with that. I mean, that's what we do when we work out, right? You stretch your muscles.
Yeah, you destroy it just enough, not too much to the point where it can't build itself. You're destroyed enough so that it can build itself back up.
And even doing that smartly, like not even, doing it the perfect amount so you're not even sore the next day. Or maybe to the point where you're a little bit sore, but you can still keep going. Like, you know when you're sore in the morning, you wake up and you're just tight.
There's good
But the moment you start moving, you're okay.
Yeah, there's good sore and bad sore. There's bad feeling sore is like you can't move, you can't function. It hurts to function. But good sore is like it just hurts. You just feel you just feel the exercise from the day before, but it doesn't stop you from being able to function as in normally. Like, it doesn't hurt you to do a specific type of movement. I mean, you could feel the effort from the day before. You can feel your muscles being depleted and being rebuilt back, but you can still function. You're not completely
and just
broken.
the repetition aspect of it too. If you only do it once a month, it's like you're not going to do anything.
You're not doing anything.
But if you do it like maybe
I ran 6 times this last month, which is trash, but I'm going to go for more this month. But yeah, just
don't be stupid. Don't kill yourself.
Life is all balanced. Humans are very, very, very programmed to pay more attention to negatives than positives. So once the negatives, if it seems like there's more negatives in your life than positives, it's probably just your perception of what's going on around you that's really making you think this way. You could probably always find something that's going good. And if
navigate the multiverse.
And if nothing's going good, it means you've hit rock bottom, which is good news, which means I can only go up from there. Life, you can't always be on a high all the time, so stop chasing highs. Stop chasing happiness. That is the number one path to being sad all the time. Whatever, man. You already know all this shit. We don't need to tell you. You're just procrastinating. You're just resisting. But if you're very, very sad, talk to someone and actually admit to yourself that you're sad, and stop letting your ego stop letting your ego betray you into believing that you're not sad to the point where it'll be too late. You don't ever want to get to the point where it feels like it's too late, because then your mind just gets on it's actually a mindset, and a mindset is hard to get out of. Yeah. So if you get into that mindset that it's too late, stay away from that. It's never, ever, 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 ever too late.
Mirror neurons?
No. Oh, yeah.
You probably know what it is.
I think I know. Yeah, what is it?
Like, it kind of relates to morphic fields as well, because it's like if you're in a room of people who are super sad, you're gonna feel it, and your neurons, right, exactly, and just being in that room is gonna put you down.
So maybe get around more positive energy too.
Yeah.
Maybe that might help. Go around a yoga class, a meditation class, enroll in something that might make you feel good. See if your friends are actually in a good mind state themselves. Find people you look up to that are close to you. Maybe speak to those people and get their knowledge and energy.
Binge on podcasts that are positive.
Yeah, and if you can't find anyone in the physical, thank God you're born in one of the best times to ever be alive. You have the internet, you have books, you have podcasts, you have audio books. You can surround yourself with positive energy and mentors that aren't necessarily physically there. They could just be like a person on the other side of the screen giving you crazy ideas, crazy new information, crazy new knowledge, and making you feel.
And also, the easiest way to feel good about yourself is to make someone else feel good.
Yes, that too. Oh my God, yes. If you're fucking sad and you feel like you're getting to that point where it's too late, go help someone. Go help someone.
Service.
Open the door for somebody. Don't look down so much. To see who you can help. Give this homeless person some food.
Or if you're smart, like not smart. If you know something about a certain topic, I don't know, maybe you know about technology, computers, help someone that's in need of it. or anything.
Look at my waveforms compared to yours.
Yeah.
It's my voice, bitch. I'm dominant, nigga.
I'm just chilling.
Don't chase happiness. Don't chase anything. Just sit down and do nothing. And then you'll become everything, because everything is nothing and nothing is everything. Give us money.
Close your eyes, you can hear yourself breathing. Give us money.